Welcome to Reddish Lifestyle. It's a lovely sunny day here in Cheshire. Apparently it's going to be third heat wave of the year, they're saying.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
30-something degrees next week.
Very nice.
So we're recording this. This is Sunday, so we're having a nice afternoon. And in front of us is a plethora of cheeses. You've been on a bit of a mission, by the looks of it.
I know. Well, I got an email from Neil's Yard, who I subscribe to, and every now and then I just like to buy their cheeses because it's all about buying British.
Yeah.
Because if we don't buy these cheeses, these wonderful cheese makers and producers will disappear. So we have actually, Charlie, 6 British cheeses.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them particularly local, the other 4 aren't.
Right.
But I thought it would be good to get our great taste judge at it again. but equally, both of us can have a go at it.
Also, they're all quite different. So
They are.
We're going to take you through each one.
Okay, so we're going to go with the first one, Charlie. So this is called Pitchfork Cheddar.
Okay.
Now, it's a full-bodied, dense and nutty cheddar from Somerset.
Sorry, I'm just munching already.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit as well.
It's lovely.
Mm.
Creamy too.
Mm.
There's a tiny bit of lacticness to it, which is nice. But it's a lovely, smooth cheese. Mouthfeel is lovely.
But also, I just got a little bit of the saltiness.
Yeah. But it's not too... Some cheddars I've had recently almost oversold. Like, you're like, oh my goodness.
Now, I just want to add that these cheeses are traditionally cloth-bound, okay? So when you do buy these cheeses and you open them, well, they normally come in wax paper, but please don't be put off by slightly mouldy or dark rind on them, because that's how they come.
Interesting. So they're actually, just having a look at this, the farm isn't actually far from cheddar.
No.
Which is, just cheddar from cheddar.
And this is raw milk from their Holstein and Jersey cows.
Well, it's delicious. It's yummy. It's a lovely colour as well. It's kind of slightly nutty, obviously dark around the rind, but it's a lovely cheese, really lovely. And hasn't left like a kind of, almost like some cheese can be a bit cloying.
I know. Anyway, it's made by Morn and Todd Trevawan from their Trevawan Dairy in Somerset. And they're an organic dairy farm. And they make this it's handmade in small batches using traditional methods.
I think it's great. I love the name as well.
It's absolutely lovely, isn't it?
Fantastic.
So, yeah. That's our very first one. So that's the cheddar.
Yummy.
Yeah, delicious.
So now we're moving on. Actually, funny enough, could be construed as a guilty pleasure, but I do love a good mature red Leicester.
Well, Charlie, I thought we had to have a red Leicester.
So we're now looking at this. This is a lovely, again, crumbly texture. Typical red Leicester sort of flavours. Very smooth again. Not overly matured.
No.
It's quite mellow, quite rounded cheese. To me, that's like a picnic cheese. I can't explain why, but I feel like that's something you could take on a picnic.
What I love about these cheeses is they don't taste... So often you can buy cheese, especially in supermarkets and things, but they can taste a bit sort of over moist, or what am I looking for? Not plastic, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
I think these are slightly crumbly.
Just going back to what you were saying about the mold and the wrapping, is obviously all this has come in lovely, like greaseproof paper. And what I would say is just do not, whatever you do with your cheese, ever cling film it.
No.
Because it will create moisture, and then the moisture will break down the product.
Yeah,
I'd say that about most things actually. Unless you're covering something, cling film isn't good.
Okay, so this is Spark and Hoe.
Right.
And it's made by the Clark family in Nuneaton in Warwickshire.
Oh, okay.
And it does say it's complex and balanced, nutty and mellow. And it's a revival of a classic British cheese. Now, did you know... I'm just going to find something. There's a few bits of fact, or maybe you want to read those,
It's quite interesting
Charlie,
about the colour, actually.
Yeah, go on, you share that.
Well, it's a local plant, apparently.
Ladies' bed straw, the plant.
Yeah, so that's obviously what gives it that. I mean, it is a very vibrant orange, isn't it? There's no way of getting around that. But it's it's delicious. But it's interesting that it's obviously it's stuck with it. No one's changed the colour or...
Well, they apparently that was the original thing. But then after World War II, they oh, hang on, I've just got to read that because they were using a thing called annatto to colour red Leicester cheese.
Right.
But eventually that was banned.
Oh, okay.
And because it got banned, actually the last traditional producer was a guy called Robert Shepherd, and he had to cease making red Leicester in 1956. So this family have actually revived it, wow. and the first time they did it was in 2005
in Leicestershire.
In Leicestershire, yeah.
No, it's a lovely cheese. I mean, red Leicester. I have to say, I'm going to have a tiny bit more.
Okay.
Red Leicester is my favourite. I don't know why. Just like it. I think it's a nice, good cheese.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those that you can grate and mix with other cheeses, and we probably don't. I mean, I full fact, I don't buy red Leicester that often.
I just have to say, I do think from a colour perspective, it's quite nice to add it to something, melted or otherwise. Yeah. But no, it's nice. So the next one is a Spenwood cheese.
Now, the Spenwood, we talked about this in the last podcast.
Yeah.
Because when I went to Lasden, they used it as a side. If you remember, on one of my dishes, I think it's with the potatoes. With the broad beans, and it was absolutely delicious. So I wanted to buy this and try it.
So this has what I would say more. The texture is slightly harder. It's almost like a kind of not gruyere texture, but it's slightly more crumbly.
Well, they got their inspiration from pecorino and parmesan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Anne Wigmore and her husband. They visited Sardinia and they fell in love with the ewe's milk cheese, and they wanted to come back and make something of their own.
I have to say,
it's delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, but the texture, I think we should point out, is slightly more bouncy. Is not the right word, but there's definitely a kind of more spring to the texture than there is on the others, which were more crumbly.
It's milkier, isn't it? It's creamier.
It's lovely.
That's a really nice cheese.
It is delicious cheese, actually.
And I have to say, when I had this, as I say, they'd melted it, and I think they'd mixed it. It wasn't a sauce, but I don't know. It was absolutely delicious. I mean, I think a lot of these cheeses, you can eat them like this, but a lot of them do really change when you grill them or cook with them.
Of the flavor. Exactly. Yeah, I have to say, I think that's got a really lovely.
Yeah,
I know it's going to sound a bit weird, like warm mouthfeel, like it leaves this lovely coating.
It does.
It must be the milk, but it's delicious. Sorry, I'm munching more of that one.
So this is sheep's. This is ewe's milk.
Yeah, but I think that comes through.
Yeah, I do too.
It's interesting, isn't it, the difference between sort of cow's milk and then the sheep's milk?
Yeah. But aren't they all really, really different?
Absolutely.
And how lovely that these are local made.
Well, it goes back to that, Charles de Gaulle thing, wasn't it? 246 types of cheese. But like I said, I think before, we now produce more varieties of cheese than the French. So, and this is proving that.
Yeah.
So then we've got another orange cheese.
Yeah. So this is Applebee's Cheshire cheese. Comes from Shropshire, made by Paula and Sarah Appleby. And they have been making cheese since 1952.
Wow.
It's a raw milk cheese again. Did you know that Cheshire cheese is one of Britain's oldest cheeses and has a history dating back to Roman times, with strong evidence of its presence in the region during the Roman occupation of Britain.
Goes back all that way.
Yeah. And then I think it got around the 17th and 18th centuries, it became really popular and affordable cheese.
Right.
Particularly in the Royal Navy, with the Royal Navy. But there we go.
Well, maybe because it lasted as well.
Yeah, maybe. And I think it declined slightly in popularity once cheddar kind of came in and took over. Oh, there we go.
Hold on. Sorry, so we should now, you might be able to hear the beep in the background. That is the timer we're having. We'll talk about it in a bit more, but we're obviously cooking as well at the same time. So excuse me, I'm some chair sway. And check the meat.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Anyway, I thought that was just quite interesting that cheese dated back so far.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I didn't think that cheese was being made in the Roman times, but there we go, it was. And a hard cheese too. Okay, so the next cheeses we're going to go on to are very different. These are very local cheeses to us. These are produced on the Goodwood estate. So we've got the Charlton cheese. I was thinking, Charlie, that's like your name nearly. Charlton.
Yeah. I think the other... Right, have it. I'm just trying to...
Oh, yes. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. The meat looks good, but it's just quite warm.
It is warm. Okay, so it's good to have at least the cheese is nice and warm that we're eating.
Obviously, Charlton is the down, isn't it? We go up there. There's a place,
yes.
Charlton.
So this is the hard cheese. And again, it's originally cloth bound. I mean, you buy it slightly differently, this one. And it's named after the village of Charlton.
Yeah.
Which is next to the Goodwood estate.
That's got more of a kind of lactic acid flavour than the others. Slightly more pungent on the flavour. Reminds me more of those sort of Danish or Scandinavian cheeses. Got a bit of a kick to it.
Oh, I like that though. It's so different to the others. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's matured. And I would like to just add that Goodwood make a lot of their cheese from their milk, but it's from their shorthorn cattle.
Oh, okay.
And they do have an artisan cheese making or cheese makers. So that's why we've got two here today.
That's delicious. Sorry.
Gosh.
How to munch.
All this wonderful cheese.
And
so the last one we've got is another Goodwood one.
Right.
And
it's more like it's like a camembert.
Yeah, but this isn't probably as soft as we like it. Only because I was a bit bad.
It looks all right.
I kind of forgot to take it out of the fridge. So there's a little bit for you.
Lovely. This is definitely got like
so this is a mould ripened cheese. And it has a soft white mould rind and a creamy buttery interior. So I've got this bit here.
It's lovely. It's very buttery. And it's, like...
Oh, that's different though, isn't it?
But when you think of dairy, the sort of colour, it's that lovely creamy colour, but the rind is incredibly soft. Delicious.
Oh, I like that.
Do
you know what is because you think it's going to be like brie, and actually it isn't, is it?
No, I think it's more. I think some brie can be incredibly flavourless. Actually,
yeah, that's true.
But this is really kind of smooth, creamy. It's got a really nice. Again, it's really weird. When I say the mouthfeel, I sometimes why I'm saying that is sometimes you can eat something can be incredibly cloying, and it can leave this residue in your mouth. And we've done some of those taste tests where we are constantly sipping water.
Yeah, that's true.
It's stuck or whatever. None of this has left some sort of, horrible mouthfeel.
Well, there we are. That's 6
though.
Cheeses. We just wanted to really highlight the amazing versatility and the range of flavours and also productivity we have in this country of, our cheese producers. Quite incredible.
Amazing.
But I think sometimes it is hard to get good cheese maybe out of the big cities where you get I don't know, they're called cheesemongers.
Yeah.
And I guess, there are, as we know, great European cheeses, without a doubt. But I have to say, we've got 6 incredible cheases here.
Honestly.
Neal's
delicious.
Yard are fantastic. I know there's other places you can buy cheese, so please,
If you remember during lockdown, you and I both ordered their British supplier cheese because obviously everyone was in lockdown, couldn't get out, they couldn't sell it in the shops. So they were asking people if they would buy it online so they could, obviously these amazing suppliers could keep going during obviously the financial crash that the COVID brought. So no, I think that's amazing and really lovely to have that different smattering of different cheeses.
Now, Charlie, let's talk about how cooking with cheese, because these would be absolutely amazing just on your cheese board. Yeah, that's for sure.
That's what we've done.
So we're literally just eating them as they are. So in this, but what about how would you use some of these cheeses? Because I can I just add though, I was going to say that please, when you read a recipe, so often it's mozzarella, it's parmesan, you get asked to grate or put into things, but please, you can swap those out for some of these British cheeses.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, the problem is, like a lot of things, and this is just how it works in the food industry, a lot of product becomes a commodity, like milk, bread, and it's just you churn it out to fill a shelf. If you go into a supermarket now, cheddar obviously is the most, I think we talked about this in a previous podcast, but it's definitely still number one.
Yeah.
Though other varieties are now creeping up the level in terms of as our tastes have evolved. But what's lovely about these is the complexity of the flavour. Whereas some of the supermarkets, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of it can be just, it's churned out because it's commodity and it's cheap.
Yeah. But didn't you say, in a couple of podcasts ago, you were saying that our tastes in cheddar have changed because there used to be mild cheddar. And mild cheddar, really, people aren't buying anymore
they used to
because they now want strong and mature.
They used to call it the British Rail sandwich, didn't they? It was like white bread. I'm sure Prue Leith, that she was brought on as the like catering food director at the time, back in the 80s or something, and she famously uncurled the British Rail sandwich. But she said she did like a taste thing, and this man was like adamant, going, no, this is the nation's favourite sandwich. And it was like Mother's Pride bread, because that was the favourite bread at the time.
Yeah.
And then this particular cheese that everyone was buying. So, well, it's only the nation's most popular sandwich because it's the only one you can get when you're on the train. So since those days of, very white bread and crap cheese, quite frankly, we're now moving up. Mature cheese is now becoming much more popular. And
I guess, like you were saying, it's because our taste buds are changing.
But it's interesting about taste buds. I hope this is slightly off topic with cheese. But someone was saying to me, if you taste cornflakes from 30 years ago, you wouldn't probably like them. They're incredibly salty. And it's interesting how these shifts have happened. True. I mean, some of it comes from legislation, obviously trying to, like high fat.
Yeah, reduce salt
sugar. But yeah, cornflakes, if you try the recipe that they were, you'd think, oh my goodness, that's really salty.
Really?
Yeah. So it's interesting. What I'm saying is as our taste buds have evolved, we've obviously gone actually the opposite with cheese, where we want more flavour and we want more complexity and saltiness.
So can I ask
Umami, I guess.
So sorry, about going just quickly on the cornflakes.
Yeah.
Does that mean they became more sugary? Because, I mean, there's been a big thing about sugar
I think they just tried to reduce all of the additional.
Right.
If you look now, obviously, at lots of things, not just what I would call more niche cornflake brands, but all brands are saying, no added sugar, no added salt, that. And we're trying to move away from that, which is good. But yeah, it's just interesting that obviously back in the, within my lifetime, salt has reduced massively from certain products. But then I think in other ways, our taste buds are getting more, I don't know how to describe it, probably more used to a variety of flavours, with travelling.
And I mean, if you think how many jars now or flavourings you can buy, across all types of cuisine, from Indian to Middle Eastern to Chinese, Japanese, everything.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about ottolenghi, and a lot of I think it was there was an article I was reading about how many top chefs now are creating their own, not just relishes,
like rubs
and spices and jars of that you can add to things, because you don't have to make it up yourself, but you get a sense of what they're cooking or what you might eat in their restaurants. It's a way of them getting their flavours, I guess, into your home.
I think as consumers, we're now far more aware of what's happening in other countries. Like when we've been lucky enough to go to like Portugal, Greece, France, all that kind of stuff. And the difference you have and the way they use different flavours and herbs and spices, we're just becoming more attuned to it, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so just going back, so wonderful cheese. I don't know how you use cheese, if you cook with cheese or not, but please, if you do, I promise you, please try out some of these British cheeses. They are fantastic, and let's support the British cheese manufacturers and industry. Yeah,
I think it's really important, because otherwise, these, some of these, the way they're made,
fantastic.
But it's not just the cheese itself. You think you're
supporting
the farm and
people and the animals.
Yeah. Some of these animals are obviously, aren't just your regular Frisian cattle.
No.
These are in, different breeds.
Or sheep.
Or sheep. But
a lot of them are sheep as well. So we know that cheese is really good, and you can do different toppings. So we know now that your pizzas don't just have to have mozzarella on the top and a bit of cheddar. You could use a lot of these cheeses. Probably not the creamy, leavened down one.
Well, I was going to say, actually, I would say that some of the recipes that I was looking at, like the tart flambé that I've done.
Oh, yeah, delish.
You could certainly grate some of these cheeses onto that.
Yeah, definitely.
And actually, they would work really well, because obviously, traditionally, you sort of get Gruyere and Comte cheese, but you could certainly use most of these. I would say would be delicious on something like that.
Yeah,
and that's how I would use it.
And I have to say, Charlie, I looked back and I went back to good old Delia Smith, because there's a recipe that I haven't actually cooked for many, many, many years, but it's a great one, and she uses 4 cheeses, and it's her pancake cannelloni with a bit of spinach in it, but you actually make pancakes and then you make this wonderful cheese filling and then you actually put cheese on top. And I know
this would be delicious. These cheeses.
It's obviously very naughty in some respects.
Well, because of the amount of cheese.
Yeah, but you could serve it as a side with something. It's absolutely delicious, and it's a great vegetarian, of course.
But you should point out, you're not eating a 4 cheese cannelloni every day.
No. It would be a real treat. Yeah. You could have it like as a Sunday, as a side, or it's great for vegetarians. And I've cooked it for vegetarians and found that everybody wanted to eat it.
Yeah.
And there's just one other of hers, which is a great. I have to say, I think it's a great recipe for a winter salad, and it is her camembert dressing.
Yeah.
And I think
you could use the leaven down.
You could use a leaven down one, and you basically take all the rind off just very quickly. You chop it up. You pop it in a pan on a low heat. You add a couple of tablespoons of dry cider, or you could use cider. Yes, cider. You want something sweet or a sweetish wine or something, and maybe a couple of spoons of creme fraiche, and you whisk it. Just whisk it, but melt it slowly. It's delicious.
It's unctuous.
And you can put it on anything. Leaves. I think you could actually put it on vegetables and stuff, right? Okay,
it would be nice with that.
It's really lovely.
Really, you could serve that salad with like a steak.
Yeah.
Because like the cheese and the,
And do you know what I have done, Charlie? In the past, when I was doing a few charity gigs, I'd done it as a lunch next to a turkey. I cooked a whole turkey cold. Yeah. Served it with sauté potatoes and a very crispy salad with chicory and everything, and put this dressing on it.
That sort of salad I think, would be lovely with like cold meat.
Yeah, it is. It's really delicious. Everyone used to love
Christmassy Boxing Day.
So there's a couple of recipes there anyway. And of course, it's great on mashed potatoes, as toppings, anything, isn't it?
So do you have a favourite of these cheeses?
Oh, today.
Do you want to talk about that?
Do you know, because they're all so different.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, isn't it?
I have to say, I think the Spenwood I loved, because I loved it from when I had it in the restaurant.
Yeah.
But I'm absolutely liking this leaven down one. And I know it's not like for like, because that's a softer cheese, but I have to say they're all delicious. I think they've all, you like that one?
Yeah, that's the Applebee's one.
The Applebee's.
I just love it. I think it's really smooth. And it's got a really like warm nuttiness to it. And I put it all together. Could be a piece of roast pork later. So the other thing that's happened actually was in the last couple of weeks, the release of the Great Taste Awards.
Oh, yes.
So obviously I judged that back in like April, May time. And they've come out. But what's interesting this year is, I don't know if I told you, but I can now see what products I've judged over the last few years.
Oh, right.
And
okay,
which ones have received stars. Well, I won't go through all of them because I've awarded 76 products with either a 1, 2 or 3 star. But there's one here 77 actually, I tell you.
Wow.
But funny enough, one of the ones I judged this year, I believe, was Biddlesford Double Cream, which is on the Isle of Wight in Ryde, Biddlesford Farm.
Which is absolutely
And they
divine.
got 2 stars overall. But it's just, what is quite interesting is looking back. So some of them, I've judged things like rum, house salami. Obviously there's things like honey in there, stuff like that, and they all vary from 1, 2 and 3 stars. And it's just amazing that all of these producers are producing incredibly high quality products and have won those stars. So it's just interesting to look back and have a look. And I'm just trying to see if I can find if there were any 3 stars. Because obviously
Charlie, I know you probably don't know this stat because I'm just going to throw this at you. But do you know how many products are tasted in total and the percentage that actually get a star?
I don't know that. I'd have to look into it. It's a lot of product.
Yeah, I know, because I know you said in a day you taste loads.
It's a huge amount. And it's a big, I mean, I just found a cheese here actually. which is a Spanish cheese, I believe that is. I'm just trying to have a look, and that got a 3-star, but that was last year I gave that. And again, amazing products, but to get a 3 stars is absolutely cracking. So
would you give some of these cheeses you've tasted today stars?
Definitely, I think. I don't know, obviously, if they put themselves forward, that's up to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know all the complexities of obviously doing that, but I don't think it's particularly tricky. But I definitely think they could be award winners.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I think maybe 1 or 2 might be already at some point, but interesting.
But obviously, when I'm tasting, it's blind. This is the first year they've released, the back catalogue basically of what I've judged, and it's just interesting to go back. So apparently, I awarded an oyster a star and things like that. So yeah, you get to see all that now, which is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's come out. So please look out for that. Obviously the little.
And does it say how many products overall got a star this year? No.
I don't know.
No, okay, fair enough. I'm asking you tricky questions.
Yeah,
now.
sorry that. I'm trying to find out.
No.
It looks like
because I remember you saying before, sorry, that thousands of products are tasted or tested and tasted. But actually, it's not. You have to be really good just to get 1 star, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's like Michelin stars.
I think it will be like a few thousand will get stars and things, but it's obviously all varied. So some of it's, I'm looking here, dark chocolate got some 3 stars and some amazings. But you can, anyone can go on the Great Taste and see the directory of where.
Oh, great! Okay.
So what's great is you can view the details of the product, and then you can see stockists as well. So you can find your stockist, and some of them are quite larger companies like Belvoir,
drinks,
and then some are like, I tried a macaron from a lady that just makes them in Portsmouth.
Oh, how nice!
So she's really artisan. Yeah, so it varies.
Oh, that's lovely.
Really good. So yes, that's all happened in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it's been quite busy.
Yay.
And then we were going to touch on, we've been using lots of different herbs as it's that time.
But we've said, haven't we? We choose a herb at a time. And I thought one of the fine herbs, we could go for chives.
Oh yeah, nice.
And also because it's one that I can grow in the garden. Lots of people can grow in the garden.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you grew that in your window box.
I haven't done.
But I don't know how many people, because it's not one that you always see, though you do see it in supermarkets. But I have to say, I love chives. I mean, chives are good sprinkled on an omelette. I know I've mentioned this before, but I have a great recipe because, as we know, I grow marrows, or I have done in the past, and I do like marrow. But you literally dice the marrow and you fry that off in a bit of oil or butter and put that with some chives.
Nice.
Good chunk of chives as well. Do you know what I mean? But go for it. It works really well together.
Yeah, I know. I think they're underused.
Well, they're sort of a bit garlicky. They're a bit oniony. It's a sort of gentle flavour, isn't it?
Well, they're like a very, very tiny spring onion in a way. Tiddly widdly.
Yeah.
But no, I like them. I think they're really I think, let's a revival of chives.
They're quite often found, you put them in creamy sauces.
Well, I was just going to say they work, the cheese, because you cut through the cheese, don't you?
Yeah.
The richness again. It's that whole thing we've talked about before with the herb.
Yeah.
Being the kind of counter to the buttery, creamy dairy side.
Well, it does. It's funny enough, they do say they go really well with the cream cheese. I mean, quite often I think you can buy cream cheese and chives, but if you put fresh chives in it, I mean, you really will get the nice flavour. But anything like that, little dressings, you can put them in biscuits or scones, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think chives.
Yeah.
Let's go for chives this week.
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I was just thinking actually what we would have with our cheese. We've touched on the sort of accompaniments.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, I know obviously it depends on what sort of cheese, but I was just thinking we were talking about cutting through. Obviously, traditionally you have grapes that would help.
Yeah.
Sort of with the richness of the.
It's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes also apple.
Yeah.
Is renowned to go well with cheese. But the other thing is, I think after a dinner, I quite like cheese with maybe some walnuts or nuts. I think it's quite nice. Or dates.
Yeah.
Fig. I don't always think you need. I've sometimes put, as you know, like a bowl of satsumas or something, because I think sometimes that's nice with. And of course you can. There's lots and lots of different varieties these days of biscuits.
Oh, biscuits.
Oh, and chutneys. You're right. I mean, quince cheese.
Oh,
very sweet though.
very. But it is delicious.
I mean, I think
a tiny bit.
definitely cheese works well with
for me, it
sweet.
depends what cheese. So I would say, like, for me, with the pick fork cheddar, you could eat something a bit like a quince jelly with it.
Yeah, you could.
With the Leaven down, which is the soft cheese, I wouldn't necessarily have the quince with that.
No.
So I think it does sort of depend on what cheese you've got. But we did obviously do our relish tasting at the beginning of this series, so we've done that already and touched on differences you can have.
I have to say, with creamier cheeses, like today, we've not eaten a biscuit with it. I don't know if you need a harder cheese. Maybe does go well with a lovely sourdough, crisp bread or something, and then maybe, as you're right, a little bit of a homemade chutney or something.
Yeah, I think
maybe the soft cheeses.
One of the things I quite like in France is you do get crackers, but it's normally just very thin slices of baguette.
Yes, that's true.
And actually, that's quite nice. But obviously, that's probably better maybe for a softer cheese rather than a hard cheese. So maybe hard cheese is better with a cracker and soft cheese better with a bit of bread. I don't know.
Except I was just thinking, Charlie, if you had some homemade bread and you cut, and I think cut, I don't think grate. I would definitely thinly slice some of this, like the pitchfork or even the red Leicester or some of these, and you put that into a sandwich or into a roll. I was going to say, lovely homemade breakfasty. Or you could put a bit of chutney or something. I mean, that'd be absolutely delicious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think a good cheese and chutney sandwich is a hard sandwich to beat almost. It's a good one.
I quite like tomato, of course, but you don't like tomato.
No, I don't like tomato. I don't mind, something like cucumber is quite good for me because it's, again, cuts through that richness.
Yeah, and actually maybe the cucumber with a soft cheese.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't put tomato with a soft cheese.
No.
But I might put it with one of the harder cheeses.
No.
Yeah.
No, delicious. Really, really good. Oh, well. So we've done all our cheeses. So
that's a good one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
I love that.
Variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard to pick a favourite, but I think we've tried.
What's great, what I loved is to be able to go to places and you have all these British cheeses in one place, to be able to purchase them, and you get the history behind them and everything, which is really, really nice. You get the provenance. And I think it would be nice if we could do more of that with different foods,
Food categories.
Yeah. Yes.
So we would normally touch on what we're having for supper. So we've already sort of touched on it and I've run into the kitchen to look at it. So we're having it's a rolled shoulder of pork, which I'm roasting on top of some red onions and a red onion cut in half, some lovely fresh sage from your garden. And I've just whacked up the heat at the beginning for the first half an hour to get a bit of crackling. So I've put a bit of rapeseed and salt on top of the fat to get it really crisp. And then I've turned the oven down slightly and added a bit of white wine around the edge. So we're going to have that with a...
Well, and as well, because it's a nice warm day. By the time we eat, it'll be evening.
Bit cooler.
We're just going to have some nice new potatoes and some vegetables from the garden.
Yeah, perfect.
Maybe with some chives.
Lovely.
Be very nice.
I think it's nearly...
So, Charlie, we've got to do recipes with cheese this week.
Cheese.
Or actually, our supper tonight will be followed by more cheese. No, maybe not. Think about our waistline.
I know. It was really good.
No, it's excellent.
But yeah, so that only leaves us to say,
keep relishing life.